You.
William, what is wrong?
Oh, nothing. It's just the plant name.
And we have something not disgusting at all. A new episode of Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time. We're at Portland Nursery on Stark Street. And you know, fall is a great time to plant, and they have a ton of plants for you to take home.
In fact, later on in the show, I'm going to be talking to Sarah and showing you how maybe sedums in your garden can become very creative ideas for walls and patios.
Also come up in the show, we'll tell you how to force your Christmas cactus into bloom.
But coming up first, some creative crafts to turn mosaics into garden art.
I think as gardeners, we all love garden art in our gardens. And I'm with Carol Palmer today. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Hi. And so you found a great project with this like a mosaic towers that are so beautiful in your garden. And you're going to show us some tips on how to do it. So pretty easy project?
Just time consuming, but easy.
Ah, well, we all have time, don't we?
Yes.
And so I see that you have cement blocks. So you just found them like at Home Depot?
Yes. Or any building supply store has the blocks. And then you just need things to glue on and outdoor paint. Some of this is...
Okay, so we just painted the sides, and these are the ones that are going to be stacked.
Stacked, correct.
So you need some paint on it.
And I decided first how they were going to stack, and I marked them so I knew what to paint. And then after that was done, then I could start the process of grouting, yeah.
And so I see that you have like pieces of tile, and so I see big pieces of tile, but you have little pieces. So how do you get from here to there?
I bought a square foot sheet at a resale store, and I put it between newspaper and hit it with a hammer.
Ah, so pretty easy there. Yep. And you could probably use dishes if you go to a resale shop. Any kind of pretty things. That's what this is.
That one is. Yeah.
Well, great. And then I see something that you have. So I see napkins here and these tiles. So you just kind of connected the two.
It's an experiment. So we'll see how it works. This is a larger one because the blue poppies I put on a larger tile. But little cocktail napkins have two parts, and you're supposed to pull off the back.
Okay.
So you just have the colored part. And then I trimmed them to fit. And used the Mod Podge to stick them on. And after I put coats on top and it had dried, I added this because it's an exterior spar varnish that's supposed to be durable.
And really, you're out here at the coast, and so you're going to get a lot of weather here. We get
Yes.
weather too in the valley, but I think that yours have stood the test of time. They look beautiful.
Yeah, they've done, although we don't know about this one yet.
Well, it's always a project. It's always a process.
Yeah.
So Carol, we've broken up the tile, but how do we attach it to the cement blocks?
Well, I tried Gorilla Glue this time because what I had used before on the other project took a really long time to dry, and this is quick.
Okay.
But you have to use the glue and you have to use water. So I just put water on the brick.
Okay, so like that.
And yes, and then you use a small amount of Gorilla Glue and then put it down on the wet spot, and that's somehow it does its magic and puffs up and glues, and so far everything seems very tight. So that's how I applied it.
And then how long before you can maybe do the other side with
About
the Gorilla
30
Glue?
minutes.
Oh, not
I could
bad.
flip it over. It seemed hard. And if you get too much Gorilla Glue, it puffs up, but you can cut it out with like a little knife.
Okay, so you can clean it up.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the pieces all with the Gorilla Glue like that, but then what's the next step?
Well, the next step would be to fill it in with something. And in this case, it's kind of these flat marbles.
Beautiful.
And again, with the Gorilla Glue. And then that has to be I weighted it down, actually. I used some parchment paper because it doesn't stick to things. And then I put weight on the top.
All right.
And for about 30 minutes, and then it was set up.
All right, and then I see that there's this one is ready to be grouted then?
Yes.
All right, and then what is that?
The grout that's recommended for an outside craft project is sanded grout.
All right.
And they have those also at any building supply store. And you just mix that up, and it takes a little while, you have to wait, but then you just kind of smear it on and keep wiping until you've exposed what you glued on, the mosaic part.
And there you go. And so this is a piece that's finished,
yeah,
this blue
these
one,
two are
or this one
done.
here. And so you can see that, you can see all the cement part, the grout part in between all the tiles. And then you would seal it.
Yes, you'd put grout sealer on everywhere and let that dry. I'm not sure if you need to use an extra coat or not, but
Probably wouldn't hurt at
it
all.
wouldn't hurt for being outside.
Carol, now you're all done, and so what's the next step with them?
The next step would be to stack them the way you had planned, and if you want to put something on the top, you can. And you don't have to do anything else.
And no support?
The weight will keep them, as long as you stack them straight. The weight will keep them right there, and we get a lot of wind, and it hasn't affected the one I have.
Oh, they're really beautiful, and she's had them in the garden a long time. And thank you for all the tips.
Sure.
It's really been easy. So if you want to do this project at home, go to the Garden Time website, and you can see all of the steps, and so you can make this beautiful mosaic project in your garden. Thanks so much.
Sure.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Is your garden in need of refreshment? Hi, I'm Sarah, and there are plenty of things in bloom at Portland Nursery. Come check out our beautiful fall color to perk up your garden. At Portland Nursery, we consider fall the second season, and the gardening opportunities are endless. Establish next year's trees, replace lettuce and greens, or get a jump on onions and garlic. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark and 90th and Division, or at portlandnursery.com.
Fall is a time to think of planting and planning. Planting new plants now will help them get a jump start on next year. Black Gold All-Purpose can help your plants get ready for winter and next spring. Formulated with a blend of natural and organic nutrients, it contains everything your plants and spring bulbs need for a happy and healthy start. Look for Black Gold All-Purpose at your local garden center or nursery. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and Collier Arbor Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
A destination farm and garden market featuring the very best each season has to offer. Smith Berry Barn offers seasonal farm fresh fruits and vegetables and specialty herbs and perennials. Visit the historic barn for distinctive gifts, gourmet foods, and homemade milkshakes.
Currently available, multiple varieties of tomatoes, apples, and pears.
Centrally located off of Shoals Ferry Road between Sherwood and Hillsborough. Smith Berry Barn, growing good taste from the ground up.
Make a difference for a local family fighting cancer and enter the Fight for Your Life 5K on September 25th at French Prairie Gardens. Register at fightforyourlife5k.com.
So I'm at Portland Nursery and I'm here with Sarah. And Sarah, today we're going to be talking about sedums and succulents a lot, but some other things too that you can do different things with than just put them in the ground. And so I love these hanging walls. Talk to me about those.
Thank you. So we actually made these up ourselves. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, and in the back it's just like a plant tray that, all the little 4-inch plants come in.
Yeah.
So we've taken one of those, just drilled some wood to the front and put some chicken wire right on top.
Yeah, I see that.
So we just filled it with soil first and then put the chicken wire over, and then you just kind of stick some plants in between there, and you've got a really affordable living wall. And so
And it's functional because they're not massive. You can move them around.
You could easily move this and take it anywhere.
It's very clever.
And so while those aren't succulents, we've got kind of succulents here to show what you can do with. So this is something where if you wanted a pre-made living wall, makes it a little easier. If you don't have some of the other materials, you just fill the back with soil and then cut through and put some succulents in there.
And I like this because, you know, not all of us are terribly artistic. So
Yes.
this has just a little thing. You pull out the back, do the same process you guys did, seal it back up, hang it, and you're ready to go.
It's super easy.
And it is
Yeah.
easy and convenient, like I said, for those of us that aren't really that creative
Yeah.
to do that. So that's very smart.
So for the people that are, you know, really crafty and creative, I think succulents are the perfect plant to kind of complement that. You can just do
They
so
are.
many different things with
Yeah.
them. People have them for even in bouquets and wedding centerpieces and things.
And you can even be as simple as this, which is adorable.
Yeah, oh, it's super cute. A little tiny baby terracotta pot, and I mean, one little shoot from
it, and it's
something,
ready to go.
and you've got instant little cute like kids party gifts or something.
And I love these.
Thank you. Yeah, these, I mean, little light bulbs, a take on the terrarium idea. You got, again, I mean, such a tiny little plant in
Yeah.
there, but it's adorable.
Well, and I love too that whoever came up with this clever idea actually used little things of hot glue to make
Yeah.
the feet out of it. That so they do actually set up.
Yeah, you don't have to spend a fortune to have some cute little plant accessories. And this tray here that we've got, it's $12.99. And think about how many little miniature creations you can make with all of those.
And see, I would have never even looked at it that way because in my mind I would have thought this whole thing just goes in something. But you're absolutely correct. There's so many things you could create that are smaller out of that one tray.
Yes.
And you have two sizes. I mean, you even have this great,
Big
even a bigger one for if
yeah.
you really get sassy and want to make a
Extremely
lot
affordable.
of stuff.
And I mean, you can use it as ground cover in your yard too. It doesn't
Certainly,
have to be
yeah.
for terrariums or inside. They do really great outside in full sun, you know, drought tolerant plants. I actually have some succulents in my yard that I am not a fan of, and I've been trying to pull out for a while, and they just, I mean, they're resilient, you know, they keep the weeds down. It's a really great multi-purpose plant.
But Sarah, at Portland Nursery, you also have already finished beautiful things like this here.
We do. So these are a bigger succulent pot that we have. So we're selling some of these pre-made, really easy care,
Yeah.
really kind of in style right now. We've got also a section with, you know, some bigger individual plants that you can put together and create your own, and we can always help you put together one or pot it up for you as well.
And it's so, they're so not limited because not only do you have the pre-stuff, but these wonderful hanging baskets of stuff as well.
Yeah, so this is another one that we made, and this would be, you know, so we have some available for sale here, or it's something that would be really easy to make. It's a hanging basket, and we've got that cocoa fiber liner, and all we did is just cut holes in the side and stick a few little succulents in there, and then, you know, it's got just a really different look to a hanging basket.
And I like that you don't be afraid to mix different types of, because this isn't a succulent clearly, but it looks beautiful with them.
Yeah, definitely the grasses in the hanging basket is a little different, but having that height and kind of the different texture really kind of just takes a different take to what a hanging basket should be.
So Sarah, what is the care of these generally?
Well, they're going to need full sun, so nice hot sun, either sunny window or outside is going to be good. You don't have to water them very often. I mean, it's okay to let them dry out quite a bit between waterings. They actually prefer that. And once they're established, if outside, you won't have to water them at all, and just kind of a, you know, mild fertilizer every once in a while wouldn't hurt, but not necessary.
And so if people do, you know, have questions or they're kind of intimidated by doing this, they can come here anytime and certainly ask and get help.
Definitely, we're glad to help, and I think it's a really easy starter plant. You know, it's a good starter plant or starter project, so we can definitely get people started.
Well, you know, if you've had this kind of stuff in your garden before and you're thinking, I might want to start getting it to climb up on the walls and hang in baskets, you can come out to the Portland Nursery at either location, talk to them about how they can help you put all of these wonderful creative things together. Sarah, it's always a delight. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru. Your way on the Parkway.
I've been a Capital Subaru customer for 15 years, and one of the main reasons is because they treat me well and I want to shop local. The service department is excellent, and I always feel like I'm taken care of here. In fact, they call me now even after I've driven off the lot to remind me to come in and get my car washed. That's service. One of the reasons why I like coming to Capital Subaru, actually, they have the dog area, and I can just walk my dog around the whole area and we can enjoy the outside. I got it my way on the Parkway.
To bring the extraordinary colors of fall to your landscape, you need to come to a place that offers more than the ordinary. At Sagawa Nursery, we love fall. From brilliant yellows to vibrant reds, we have one of the Northwest's largest selections of Japanese maples. At Sagawa Nursery, we also have a colorful selection of hardy plants, so your home can be as beautiful as the season. Come visit us and see how we can help you make your season extraordinary. Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel. Little Baja is your source for a whole lot of terracotta and concrete too. From bird baths and benches to Buddhas, bears, and fountains, plus the exclusive Baja chimney. We have an amazing variety of the finest in terracotta and concrete containers. Come check out our selection of statuary for any garden theme or setting. So for something for the garden, deck, or patio, come see us at Little Baja on East Burnside in Portland. Find us on Facebook too.
Fall in the Northwest is
the best time of year to plant, with warmer soils and cooler evenings.
A time to spend with family and friends.
Fall is a time to celebrate.
To decorate.
And to enjoy the colors that are only found here in our area.
Fall is a time to come to Garland Nursery.
And let us show you all that fall can be.
Garland Nursery, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
You know, this time of year, we're starting to think about Christmas cactus and maybe other kind of cactus in our collections. And I'm with Heather from Rita Lee's Nursery. And Heather, you're going to give us some tips today on how to get our Christmas cactus ready to bloom right for the holiday season.
Yes, so in July or the first part of August, you would like to pinch back this new growth because the new growth is not going to produce any buds this year. Or if you don't like how it is, you can trim it off and just shape the cactus.
Ah, so it's not really long. You want it maybe a little bit more compact.
Sure, if you want to keep
idea.
it round, or if it's getting too long for your stand or something.
Sure, they do get big.
Yes, they do. As you can see, that one has gotten very big. So then you're going to want to start to stress the plant. So in September, you want to stop watering the plant and fertilizing altogether, and start to put it in a cooler location, or if it is sitting outside, you can stick it like in the shade or under a tree just to minimize the light.
And so that's not going to hurt it, because when you say stress, it kind of makes me nervous that I'm going to hurt that plant, but really you need to do that so it sets those flower buds.
You need to do that so that in November or December, whenever your cactus blooms, it will start to reset those buds.
And so when you say cooler temperature, so that's maybe moving it out of a light source, maybe into a cooler part of the house?
Sure, or you can put it outside or in a garage in front of a window. It just needs light, but it can't be like 70 degrees or 80 degrees. That's not going to bloom for you for that year.
Okay. Well, that's really easy. So next year we have to put on our calendar. So in July we want to start trimming it, and then in September we want to change its environment, so a cooler place and not to water it as much.
Yes, with less light.
And less light. And then what about the little cactus? I see you have lots of little cactus here that are in bloom, and so we're not pinching those, right?
No, we are not. I would not suggest that. So mostly that's the same thing though. You want to stop watering and minimize the fertilization and the water. Put your temperatures, down lower if you can. If they've been sitting outside all summer, start to move them inside in the garage, or if you have a bedroom or something that doesn't get a lot of heat, where you can shut the furnace vent off and just in front of a window where it will stay cooler. That will get you the blooms that you so desire.
Well, that's pretty easy to do. So it's just a really little bit of planning, and you can get blooms on your Christmas cactus and blooms on some other kind of cactus in your house.
Yes.
Really easy. Yes. So if we have more questions about you, where can we find you?
You can find us on Facebook under Rita Lee's Nursery.
Well, there you got all the tips there, but if you have any other questions, please go to their Facebook page and contact Heather. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Judy, it's one of the things that frustrates me the most in the garden is trying to unkink my hose to water.
You know, but Graham has come up with a great tool that will help prevent those kinks. All you have to do is attach it to the hose,
Okay, I'll
like
let you
that.
do that.
Okay. And now you attach the wand to the other end.
And what makes it so easy?
It swivels, so it prevents the kinks from happening as you're pulling your hose and watering your garden.
Oh my,
Isn't that nice?
it does. So I can turn around all I need to and still water well.
You sure can. And you know, that is a great Dram's tool. You can go to any of your independent garden centers and find that tool, or go to Dram's website.
Thanks, Dram.
Welcome to Drake's, not your ordinary garden center. Grab a cup of coffee at Antonio's and wander the nursery for the perfect plant. Check out the landscape design showrooms for ideas, then meet with a designer. Come pick out a bouquet of flowers for dinner or for that someone special. Find something distinctive for your home or your garden. Imagine the possibilities and let Drake's turn them into realities. Drake's 7Ds on Southwest Shoals Ferry Road in Portland.
Damien, fancy meeting you here at Standard TV and Appliance.
I had no idea they sold mattresses.
Why, certainly they do. As a matter of fact, they have the largest selection of Beauty Rest mattresses in the entire state.
Huge price cuts now on Standard's all-star lineup of mattresses, including Beauty Rest Black.
I'm going to sleep great tonight.
A hometown favorite since 1947 for appliances, TVs,
and mattresses.
You got it. Standard TV and Appliance.
Judy, do you remember when I asked you if you liked me? I mean, if you really liked me?
Yeah, I liked you on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I need you to do that again.
Well, we really need everyone to like the new Facebook page for Garden Time. So you just go to gardentime.tv and click on the Facebook icon and like us again for our brand new page.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
I am at a very unique farm. I'm with Jennifer Cavender, and Jennifer, these plants are not the most that you see on family farms. I know it as a physalis, but what is the name that you know it as?
Chinese lanterns.
And they're really great for fall interest. And so, well, let's talk about how to grow them. So how do you grow them out here?
You can grow them by seed, or you can grow them by roots. And so we grow them by roots because we dig up every single year if we want to transplant the area, and then we just put them in rows, and as you can see, the rows just kind of mingle together as they're growing throughout the spring. And this field is 1 year old.
And it's pretty big. I mean, probably an acre or so here. So I can see that some of them are orange and some of them are still green. So how do we know when to harvest them to make them a nice bouquet?
We like to get the bells as ripe as possible, meaning the top bell we would like orange, because all florists are looking for the height for their arrangements, for their fall arrangements.
And then you just cut them off and you dry them?
Right, so we'll have our workers come out and you actually go to the base of the plant and you just snip them with clippers. And then they pile them up after they're done clipping them, and then you remove all the leaves and any damaged bells, and then we grow them by or sell them by sizes. And they'll just sort them by sizes.
And so we're going to go see that, exactly see how they're working on it. But before we do that, so if I want to grow these in my yard, what kind of conditions do I need?
You'll need good drainage for soil, water, some fertilizer. We would suggest a pot and not in your yard, because we've had people call us and ask us to remove the lanterns. And even after we've removed them, they'll continue to grow back.
Yeah, it's kind of like mint, so it'd be all over. So now let's go over to the barn and go see the finished product.
Okay, sounds great.
Now, Jennifer, you were telling me on the walk over that these are actually in a tomato family.
They are. So if you open up the...
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
And now you have a kind of funny story about this fruit.
I do. We had a delivery driver. He came one year and was picking up our shipments, and he decided to eat the berries.
Oh, so they're edible too.
They are edible, but we never saw him again. So I just don't know what happened. You could eat them, but I just don't know what'll happen.
Yeah, because they can be a laxative.
They can.
Okay, so be careful if you're going to eat them. But they are so beautiful. So here, this is your drying area, and so these are just beautiful right here.
Yes, so these are one of our sizes that we have. We consider this our fancy size. It's a 30-bell bunch. And as you can see, I'll just take this down for reference. All the leaves have been removed, any damaged bells. And what we will do is when we go to wrap, we will double check to make sure there's 30 bells here, and that if there are more damaged bells from the drying process, we will remove those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you can just use them as a cut flower or a cut dried flower like that, but then you make these lovely wreaths that are just gorgeous.
Yes, yes. So here is our wreath that we make.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So
now that looks like autumn.
Mm-hmm.
How pretty.
Yeah, and this will last for a few years. I have one in my house that's been on my front door for 3 years. It's on the inside of the door.
Okay.
And if you keep them out of direct sunlight, they do last. They will fade with time, but they
Right.
still look really nice.
Jennifer, where can people get these? They're lovely.
Oh, we only sell to wholesale florists, so you'll have to check with your florist. And we sell across the United States, Boston, New York, Florida, so anybody across the United States could get them.
Well, really, if you're interested in these, so check into your local florist and bring a little fall home this season. Thanks so much. This is great.
You're very welcome.
We want to thank Portland Nursery for letting us hang out today. And you know, as I said earlier, fall is a great time to plant, but it's still summer, so get out in your garden and enjoy it.
And if you have any questions about today's show, or if you'd like to watch it all over again, you can always go to gardentime.tv.
William and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week here on Garden Time.
Make a difference for a local family fighting cancer and enter the Fight for Your Life 5K on September 25th at French Prairie Gardens. Register at fightforyourlife5k.com. The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.